Episode 2. Mold.
Amelia was an ordinary woman, living a very simple life in a small apartment, working a mundane office job, one that paid the bills but left her feeling unfulfilled and disconnected. Her social life was sparse. She had a few friends and even fewer meaningful relationships. She was embarrassed by her living surroundings and wasn't sure how to tackle it. The first sign was the smell, a damp, musty odour that clung to the air like a shroud, creeping into every corner of Amelia's apartment. Then came the spots, tiny black specks on the walls, slowly spreading like a disease. Mold. Amelia tried everything: bleach, vinegar, even those expensive mold-killing sprays that promised to banish the problem forever. But the mold persisted, growing bolder, taking over. It spread from the walls to the ceiling, to the furniture, to the very air she breathed. It felt like it was closing in, suffocating her. One night, as she laid in bed, looking at her ceiling, the smell particularly strong, a strange thought crossed her mind. What if it wasn't just a problem, but a solution? What if the mold wasn't an enemy, but a friend? She knew it was absurd, but the thought stuck. It festered in her mind, feeding on her desperation, her loneliness. She began to see the mold differently, not as a blight, but as a living thing, reaching out to her, offering companionship. She found herself drawn to the mouldy patches on the wall. She touched them, the texture cool and velvety, and an unsettling sense of comfort channeled through her body. She felt for the first time a connection, something that felt warm and embracing. And then she did the unthinkable. She took a small piece of mold, a black fuzzy patch, and put it in her mouth. It was bitter, earthy, but strangely satisfying. A feeling of power surged through her. This was not a disease, but it was a blessing. A blessing she could tap into and share an intimate bond. From then on, Amelia made a conscious effort to spread the mold. She stopped cleaning, letting it take over her apartment. She even started to introduce it to other places, bringing small bits of mold with her on her errands, leaving them in public spaces, on the subway, in the library. She didn't want to be without it. The mold thrived under her care. It spread rapidly, taking over her apartment, her building, even the entire city. People began to get sick, coughing, wheezing, their skin covered in strange rashes. The authorities, baffled, tried to contain the outbreak, but the mold was too powerful, too relentless. As the city succumbed, Amelia stood on her balcony, watching the world turn black with mold. She felt a strange sense of peace, a feeling of belonging. She had found her purpose, her place in the world. She wasn't just Amelia anymore. She was the mold, and the mold was her. And together, they would conquer anything.